to you, baby. Grand day. Y'all, I'm looking all puffy in the face. I had some dental work done on my wisdom tooth. They took a little wisdom from me. Uh, I'll be alright. Face. Hold on, y'all. Oh. I don't ask any questions, 'cause I'm afraid of the truth. It really don't make no difference. I'ma be right there for you. You can love me in the morning, make me miss it at night. But the kind of fool I am, baby, know that everything's alright. I'm your special kind of. I'll do what you want me to do. Special kind of. You are so special. I'll be so good to you, baby. To you, baby. Ooh, you're special. Grand Day family. I'm just clowning. But recently, me and my family, after my brother passed, we did a lot of research into our ancestors. And I just found out like one of the biggest secrets. Not today. I've been found this out. I just ain't came and talked about it. Right? In my face. Okay, but when I was little, my mom and my aunties would always mention Jay George. Uh, but it was like he was always like a secret. You know what I'm saying? And I never really paid attention to it or understood it. I just knew Jay George. And recently, my sister, who's the one who do a lot of research into spirituality, she write music. I mean, she's awesome. My little sister, very talented and gifted. And she sent me all kind of evidence that Jay George was George Washington Carver. But they used to call him Jay George, and I never remember his face. And when she showed me the picture of him, I said, "That's Jay George." She was like, "Who is that?" I said, "It's Jay George." She said, "No, it's not." I said, "Yes, it is." And she was like, no, it's not. It's George Washington Carver. I said, but that's Joe. And then it clicked. So as I started going back and researching, my great grandfather made America. And when I say that, they took a lot of his patents. He invented a lot. Man, he invented so much shit. It's just too much to name. It wasn't just no fucking peanuts. So, in order to maintain the lie, when Jed George died, they made like he didn't have any family. Jed George have plenty family. What's up, Chief Nighthawk? How you doing, brother? It's good to see you over here. This is real chief right here. Salute to my chief. Matriarch's chief. But yeah, Chief, I was just telling people uh, that George Washington Carver is my great grandfather, and they kept him. It was a secret, but we didn't, like, as children, we didn't know why, you know. But my family knew why, because they didn't want this man to have any, like, when he passed, nobody they didn't want nobody to know that he had family, because whoever the family was is going to be billionaires, aka me, you know, because they don't talk about, see, they try to omit like the part of his life where he lived in Texas. And I'm telling y'all, when I was little, we used to call him Jed George. But it was like a lot of secrecy surrounding him. That's all we knew was Jed George. We knew what he looked like. But like I told my sister when she showed me the picture, I said, that's Jed George. And she was like, no, it's not. I'm like, that's Jed George. And she was like, no, this is George Washington Carver. I said, shit. And then that's when it clicked. And then that's when she hit me with all the evidence where she had went back in and researched all this stuff. And that's my great grandfather. Even look like him. My granddad is, man, look, Jed George the whole time been George Washington Carver. Blew my wig back. Chief, blew my wig back. Do y'all know what George Washington Carver, he basically made America, invented majority of the shit that built America. They don't tell you about that. They tell you little shit like, oh, he made the peanut and the peanut. Nah. And they didn't want him to have any connection to any family. And Jed George got family. Yeah, blew my wig back, Chief. That was the blow the wig back moment of 2026 for me. Yeah. So, they might fuck with me for saying this shit. Because according to their lies, Jed George ain't had no family. A black man built America. Not one, not two, not three. One black man built this motherfucker with his inventions. He contributed to medicine, food, man, all kind of shit. I'm gonna drop some, fuck some receipts. I'm gonna drop some real truth on y'all. I'm gonna show y'all some paperwork about what this man, my great grandfather, did. Whole time, Jed George is George Washington Carver. Let me wig back to you. Go look at this picture. You can look and tell. When I see that man face, when I seen his face, and I knew that was Jed George, and my sister said, "Nope, that's George Washington Carver." I said, "No, that's Jed George." She was like, "Nope, this George." I said, "Damn, he look like." And then I stopped. I said, "Oh, you trying to say that's George Washington Carver?" Is I? Oh man. Okay, okay. Now I'm turned up. Now I know. See, when you start finding out shit and wondering why you got certain gifts or why you interested in a certain thing or why you do this a certain way or whatever, a lot of shit start to make sense. A lot of shit. You still there, Chief? Okay. Yeah. So I'm doing a little more research. I want to drop this information on y'all to show y'all. So I started making all the connections because I was also looking into my native background, which I know we got Blackfoot Creek Indians in our family. I mean, in our genetics. Um, Cherokee, but Cherokee is like a knockoff name, but that's not an original tribe, but that's. Then I got uh uh like like I got political ties way the fuck over there in Germany. Of course I know I got German in my family. My granddaddy, my other granddaddy was German. So, and our last name is German. Uh, but it's a lot of political ties tied to the patriarch name of my family. So it's making me understand why certain things happen certain ways in my life. It started to make a lot of sense. It started to make a lot of sense when Chief, I don't know if you know this, but well, I know you know, but it used to be a time that I think they stopped it because people was catching on. Uh, you could put in your birth certificate stock number in the stock market at fidelity.com and you could find out how much you worth, right? I did this back in 2010. Me and my brother, he the one, God rest his soul, he the one was my mentor and taught me all the shit that I need to know on the land. And I found out that uh, at that time in 2010, I was worth $3.2 billion, and my brother was worth 1.8 billion on Fidelity.com. You put in your birth certificate stock number, if you can still do that shit. Because I remember that at one point you couldn't even do it no more. So all that shit started to make sense. That is making even more sense. Y'all wait till I get through researching. When I bring it to the table, I'm bringing it to the table. I'm bringing a whole motherfucking dinner and dessert and ice cream. What is it? No, where my damn glasses at? What? I don't know. I haven't seen Strong Eagle in a minute. Cause uh last I seen Strong Eagle was, I think him and his sister was uh where did they move to? Somewhere, and they was having issues. Um Damn, it wasn't Colorado they moved to. They moved, damn, I don't even remember, but that was the last time I talked to Strong Eagle. I gotta reach out to him. That's my sis. It's line. It's right there. I'm gonna tell her to come to the live. But yeah, okay, yeah, I'm gonna reach out to him. I don't be on Facebook. Only thing I got is this YouTube, and I'm finna step away from social media for a minute and just work specifically on the land for a minute. Sometimes you gotta kind of like dry out from this energy. It's too heavy. When you when you can go all up and down your timeline and see nothing but 90% niggas bashing other niggas, gossiping, and nobody's teaching knowledge, and nobody is going out to find these babies that's missing and doing productive shit, it's time to step away. See, people can talk that talk, but ain't nobody walking that walk. Me and Linus, we get out here and do shit. Everybody talk about what they gonna do and ask for donations on top of it. You know, fuck you gonna ask for donations for, you ain't putting in no work. Or how the fuck you gonna ask for a donation when your ass hold the trust fund of the people and shit, like Rapper. Donate. Donate for what? You don't need the money. You got the money. You know, I get tired of people trying to play people like that. You know, you're sovereign, but you got a 501c3. How that work? You know how that work, Chief? How to be sovereign and have be tied to the corporation at the same time, playing both sides. Kind of make you look like an agent, you know. I ain't trying to put no jacket on nobody back, but you know, you need to clear it up, lady. That's why we be on her ass. Shit like that. I got 300 million acres. 3 million. I mean, come on, man. Okay, well, why if you have this 300 million acres, it should not be one soul without a house or a piece of land. Or even if you ain't got that far, somebody should have. You should have gave something to somebody. She did this before where? See, we've been this is a problem me and Dobie have with the motherfuckers who on the outside looking in. And I don't be saying that as a flex, but Dobie pushed Rod through the algorithm before anybody really knew who Rod was. Like, you know what I'm saying? We like it wasn't no you couldn't the matriarch wasn't standing for no Rod slander in no form or fashion. We rode with him with whatever. Then 2 years ago he come introducing her, and when he introduced her, me and Dobie kind of looked at her sideways because I don't know, it was the energy, you know. But we still gave her a chance though. Like you said, we was a little skeptical, but we still gave her a chance. And then we start seeing the flags, like the uh the loyal title supposed to be the red house. Uh, the red house represents the mother. The blue house represents the father line. When you have that allodial title, it's supposed to be red, not blue. So why is it blue? We noticed that shit. We ain't say shit. We just like, they don't look right, but you know, shit, we could be wrong. Then she claimed to have 300 million acres of land. Then it went down to 3 million. I mean, and then it went to I hold the trust fund. Okay, why you got a 501c3 if you hold the trust fund of the people? Why? How can you be sovereign and be tied to the corporation? Because of course, lady, you know by you signing paper, because the way that we put everything in the public domain, we don't use that spell writing shit papers and contracts and shit like that. We don't do that. But let her tell it. It's okay to have a 501c3, hold the trust of the people, and the 300 million acres of land. So, and everybody falling for it. And it ain't no, like people be saying, oh, they just hating. Do that make sense to you? Charging $500-$600 for some book? Exactly. So how in the fuck are we hating when we trying to get answers for the people? Like, okay, you got all this. Why are you not putting it to use for the people? This is your whole purpose of him introducing Empress Scambird to the motherfucking world. You ain't fulfilled not one motherfucking thing. Not one. You said Africa threw it off too. Yeah. It's just we ain't going for it. Chief, we not going for it. Our chiefs not going for it. The matriarch ain't going for it. We just not going for the shit. And we check. See, people don't understand. They think we supposed to bow down because, you know, she's supposed to be the supreme empress. We don't give no fucks about we are for what's right. Like you can't uh play divine, you gotta be divine. You gotta be working on the right side. You can't look the part, you gotta be the part. She think cause oh well I'm 70 years old. No, we don't give a fuck. We'll cuss your ass out too. You in the wrong, you scamming our people, we gonna flame your ass. For real. And time, we don't, it ain't like, we got all the time in the world. Like me and Dobie don't get out here on our fucking pattern turners. Uh, like we literally get out of here. Like I literally out of my own, and I don't say, I don't like to say shit like this, cause I don't like, what I'm saying, to feel like, oh, I'm better, I'm doing, you know what I'm saying. But I get out here myself and feed people out my own goddamn pocket. I don't ask for no donations, no help. And then when I did, I couldn't get a motherfucker to donate $1. But then you got a motherfucker go over there to Empress Scambird or somebody like Isis Wisdom and pay a motherfucker $1,500 to give you a goddamn reading instead of help feeding somebody. Whether you give $1 or 50 cents, it helps. Shit, I'm not a scammer, because if I was, I wouldn't be going in my own motherfucking pocket to make dinners and pass out plates. You know what I'm saying? But it's these motherfuckers like that. And then my thing is, I don't be wanting to go through the headache or even being tied to a 501c3. I could probably get the help, but you got to go through so much to get that shit. And then you're going to be tied to the corporation. I don't want to be tied to them. Unless I just absolutely had to benefit me temporarily. It wouldn't be for longevity at all. Dang, shit. Wow. I hope they're okay. And Chief, I wanna salute you and thank you, man, because you've been riding with us, man. Honor. And you don't back down from nobody either. That's what I love about you. You don't back down from now, motherfucker. Motherfucker come with that bullshit, you on they rope. And that's what I'm saying. Like I can't wait till we just can all meet and just build. Yep. You hear me, Chief? I salute you, man. You one of the real ones. I don't even like saying that word real. That shit it just sound fake. Real sound fake. So one of the true ones. Oh, okay. Now I was saying, I appreciate you for standing strong with us. Like you don't back down. You one of our real chiefs. Like you know what I'm saying. You stand with us. So I mean, I salute you and I appreciate you for doing that. And I said, I can't wait till we can all meet up and just really start building.